Welcome back to Clippers Extra Innings. We are joined by Clippers outfielder slash leadoff hitter, Michael Brantley. And Michael, thanks for taking some time with us this week. Let's talk about your season to this point. You started the year in the big leagues with Russell Branyan on the DL, then came down here to Columbus, and you've been fine-tuning things here in AAA ever since then. First of all, what was it like to make the big league roster for the first time out of spring training?
Well, it was a dream come true as a kid. I mean, the big league opening day roster and just to see the opening day crowd, it was something I'll never forget. And as long as I live, I can always just tell my grandkids and their grandkids and my kids, hopefully one day, just how great of an experience it was.
Last year, you got that first taste of the major leagues in September and really played well. Did you surprise yourself with how well you played in your first stint in the bigs?
Well, I mean, I really wasn't surprised, but I was more excited. It was just a dream come true, as I keep saying. It was just, I was so happy to play each and every game, and I had so much, excitement and this energy I wanted to bring to the game. But at the same time, I learned so much from other guys, which really helped me. I did a lot of homework on pitchers that was coming in, just so I could be prepared, and my mental preparation was so much better, and now I take it down here.
In 2009, you were part of a Clippers team that didn't win very many games here in Columbus, but there was so much movement from Columbus to Cleveland that you probably didn't feel like a stranger when you got to the big leagues because you had a lot of guys that were right here with you in AAA during the course of the year.
Agreed, and one of the biggest things is I went to big league camp, and I got to meet all the guys, and we started to develop a little bit of relationship. So when I got up there, I felt more comfortable around everybody, and I was able to talk to everybody and just feel like a team.
You're no stranger to the game of baseball. Obviously, you've been playing it for a long time, but you come from a baseball background. Your father, Mickey, played in the big leagues in the late 80s and then became not only a coach and a manager at the minor league level, but was a hitting coach in the big leagues. How much does that help? How much of an advantage does Michael Brantley have over another player just because his father played in the major leagues?
Well, I was born in the game, so as a 12-year-old kid, I was learning stuff that I was supposed to be learning in the minor leagues. So my development came so much faster as I was growing up. And always having somebody just to call at home or just sit on the couch and talk to about baseball and just different situations and my hitting day and the pitchers and what they throw. It just made my development of the game come rapid throughout the minor league organization, just even in high school.
You were traded to the Cleveland Indians in the CC Sabathia trade, but you were the player to be named later. And you kind of went through a couple of months where everybody was whispering, saying, we think Michael Brantley is going to be the other player that goes to Cleveland. What was that like to be in one organization but kind of hearing the background talk that you could be on the move?
It was tough. I mean, I had to sit down with my coaches and ask them. I asked them one day, and they were like, just stay focused. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, there's a group of guys that could be selected off the list, and there's a whole kind of runaround. No one really wanted to tell you what happened, but I was in the Arizona Fall League as a Milwaukee Brewer, and I was one day in, and I got a phone call saying I'd been traded. I never felt that. I never had to experience it, but coming over here was such a great organization. Everybody was open arms, and it was a homely environment to come to.
You and Matt Laporta coming over here for CC Sabathia. What's it like to be traded for a guy of that magnitude? Because obviously people know who CC Sabathia is. They'll know that name for a long time to come. What's it like to be the guy that was traded for him?
Well, it's huge. I mean, that's one of the questions I get all the time being interviewed, and still to this day. I mean, it's been a long time now, but for me, it feels like. But at the same time, it's such a great player, and you see what he does on the field, and he's a fantastic player, and he's a role model for so many kids. And to be traded for him, it kind of feels special. It's something that you'll never forget.
People oftentimes say you have big shoes to fill, but CC, big shoes, big jersey, big pants, just a big dude all the way around. Now, last year here with the Clippers, you were in a pretty interesting race at the end of the year. You were chasing after that IL stolen base title, and you had some competition from a guy down in Louisville. Talk about what that was like day in and day out, where you were trying to swipe some bases to put your name at the top of the leaderboard.
Well, it got to the end of the season where the guys were telling me, hey, you got to get a couple today. He got 2 last night, so you got to get 2 today. I was like, no, I want 3. But at the same time, it was fun. It was a challenge. We joked about it every time we played Louisville. I was like, how many bags are you going to get this series? Because I'm going to get double. And it was just a good experience. I mean, it really pushed me and drives me. And my coaching staff and my management helped me out so much throughout base stealing last year. And it was a privilege to be under them.
Now, here's one of the things that's being said this year. How come Michael Brantley's not stealing more bases? Answer that question for us. How come your base stealing rate isn't what it was a year ago?
Well, I mean, the pitchers, everybody knows me. I mean, every manager will say something to me before even the game starts. You're not stealing the base today. And all the guys have been just doing a great job controlling the running game, slide steps, and always 1-2 and 1-1 to the plate, throwing a lot of fastballs. So, I mean, it's tough, but I want to be smart at the same time. I just don't want to run to get thrown out. I I mean, I get anxious on the base pass just like everybody else because, I mean, I know I can steal a lot of bases, but at the same time, I need to be smart. And as soon as the pitchers give me an opportunity, hopefully I'll get a couple more.
The pride of Bellevue, Washington, joining us here. It's Michael Brantley, the Clippers center fielder. And being that leadoff guy, that carries some added responsibility because the guys behind you, they want to see you take some pitches so they can get an early look at the pitcher. Obviously, your on-base percentage becomes very, very important, whether that's getting a hit or drawing a walk or even getting hit by a pitch to get aboard. Talk about the pride that you take in being a leadoff man.
Well, it's very important. I mean, you're the tone setter of the whole game. I mean, if you score in the first, you have a good chance of, scoring in the rest of the innings because you feel like getting a good little flow. But at the same time, I got to take pictures so we can see what the pitcher's featuring. And every time I come back to the dugout, I talk to all my hitters and just say what I saw. And hopefully I've seen a whole bunch of pitches, but sometimes I get a hit and I look out in the dugout like, is the fastball straight? Or, I try to do what I can to help the rest of the team out. But at the same time, being a leadoff hitter, you got to take pictures, you got to learn, certain counts. And there's a lot of responsibility up there, but I look forward to it.
Last year, you made your AAA debut at 22. You get to the major leagues in September. Now, in AAA at 23, do you feel like one of the veterans because you know your surroundings here in Columbus and you know all these guys?
I do. I really do because we had an older team last year, and we have a lot of young guys coming up from AA that are doing real well. I mean, I just feel like I've been here forever, but it's not only been a year. But at the same time, it's nice because it's kind of refreshing because we have younger guys that I can help out and they ask questions, just little questions. It's so funny because it was me last year asking the same questions. So it's nice for me to be able to help them out.
You're obviously waiting on that phone call to go back up to the major leagues and get a chance to stay up there and start what you hope will be a great big league career. But in the meantime, you're part of a first-place team here in AAA. What's it like trying to put your priorities towards winning every day here, knowing, though, there are bigger things ahead?
The priority is to come out here each and every day and get better. I mean, through all aspects of my game. We have a great team here. We have a great nucleus of people. I mean, we're getting guys left and right, but we're all still gelling. And we're in first place, like you said, and we're playing real hard and playing real well. And I'm proud of the guys. I mean, we strive so much, in spring training to make sure we have a great team and everybody gel together. But at the same time, we're going to have fun down here. And as long as I have fun, we're going to be all right.
Jose Constanza last year broke the franchise record for stolen bases in Akron. You were the leader in this league. Who wins the 40-yard dash, you or Jose?
I think I got him. I tell him all the time. He always says me too, but he said he'll get me in the 60, so I got the 40, he tells me.
Well, you've got longer legs because he's only about 5'8".
Yeah, I disagree. I said I get him in the 60, he'll get me in the 40, but he says it's the other way around.
All right, Michael, thanks for taking some time
Thank you,
with
I
us.
appreciate it.
Michael Brantley, our guest here, and it's time now to head out to the left field building for our Joe Knows segment, a chat with Clippers historian Joe Santry. We are here with Clippers team historian Joe Santry for our Joe Knows segment of the week. And Joe, recently Jose Constanza had 2 triples in a game. It's the first time in his career he's done that, but here's a guy that last year in AA broke the Akron franchise record for stolen bases. Michael Brantley led the International League a year ago. So this Clippers team has some speed, but that's nothing new to Columbus, is it?
Well, back in old Cooper Stadium, when it was first built as Redbird Stadium, there was a brick wall that's still there over 500 feet away in left field. And it was built that way on purpose. It was the original outfield fence because Branch Rickey, the Cardinals general manager, had a deal in his contract that for every Columbus player he could sell to another major league team, he got 10% of the sale price. Good deal in the Depression. So back then, and just like today, everybody was looking for pitching help. So he purposely built the fence so far back that nobody could ever hit a ball over it. And he stocked the outfield with track stars instead of baseball players. In fact, our left fielder was Ivar Swanson, who not only is the fastest man ever to play baseball, but he was actually the fastest man in the world at the time. He held the world record in the 100-yard dash. So when anybody would hit a fly ball that would be a home run in any other ballpark, like Huntington Park, Ivar would run back, catch it for an out. And so when all the general managers were looking at the Columbus pitching stats, we looked like superstars. Branch Rickey made himself a millionaire selling off Columbus pitching to the Cubs.
Not too shabby, right?
No, smart man.
And Otis Nixon holds the franchise record for the Clippers. He stole 94 bases in 1 year.
Yes, and it wasn't even a full season. He was just amazing. We had guys like George Go-Go Spriggs with the Jets. He led the league 3 times, waiting for Roberto Clemente to get old. In fact, everybody used to get up on their feet whenever he got on first base and would just chant, "Go, go, go, go." And then he'd steal it, and all the kids just cheer and go crazy. It was a lot of fun. Freddie Patek, the great shortstop for the Royals, led the league in stolen bases for us. So we've had great speedsters since day one.
Deion Primetime Sanders was a pretty good speedster as well, and he played for the Clippers as well.
Yes, I once tried to talk Deion. Ivar still holds the record of circling the bases in 13.2 seconds. He did it in the very last game of the season. It was a publicity stunt in 1930 when old Neil Park was closing. And I tried to talk Deion. I said, "Deion, you're so quick. I think you can beat it." Never tried.
All right, Joe, thanks for your time as
All
always.
righty, Scotty.
All right, Joe Santry, Clippers team historian, with us for Joe Knows. When we come back, we will talk hot dogs. The hot dog race, a fan favorite here at Huntington Park. Our own Brittany and Woody went in depth with that, and we'll touch on that when we return.